So we look at the kettlebell weighted squat or medicine ball weighted squat, and what we're doing here is trying to get the activation of the glutes working, making sure that they're firing properly as we move into a lot more dynamic and vertical force work through the day. So take any sort of weight. This could be a medicine ball, kettlebell, something heavy. If you've got barbecue, gas things with barbecue, if it's light enough, or whatever you want to have. And you're just going to basically hold it in front of you around about here and go into a normal depth squat. Again, as we looked at before, try and look at the knees from going too far forwards. Keep them trying nice and stationary so you work in the posterior chain more, and that is your weighted squat. Now we're going to look at the Bavarian split squat, and we do that with a bit of weight. This is one we've done before, so you can use either a chair or something like that as a way of raising the other leg. Again, you hold it around about chest height or above your head, on your shoulders, whatever you can manage. You're going to lift one leg behind, and then you're going to sink down, nice and controlled, and then back up again. And that's your Bavarian split squat. Now we'll look at the weighted split press. So you can take any sort of weight you've got. Again, with these exercises, now start to move into more dynamic movements. It's less about the weight, more how fast you can move the weight. So don't worry about finding the heaviest thing you can find. Try and find something that's about moving the weight quickly. So we use a medicine ball here. You're going to hold it around about either head height, or if you need to, just behind your head, depending how it is. You're going to sink down a little bit, and then you're going to fire up into a split position like that, and then down. Alternating each leg each time. Notice it's the driving up of your body that's moving the ball up. It isn't, okay? It isn't the arms that are working, it's the driving of the body upwards which works. Okay, so now we look at some quiet box jump repeats. The idea behind this is to spend as little time on the ground as possible and to be as quiet as possible on the box. I've been particularly unfair because I found this old box here and turned it upside down, so it's a nice and hollow one which will make a lovely big loud drumming noise when you jump onto it. But choose something which works for you. Steps are equally effective, so we've got a step there which potentially could work, or steps going up to upstairs, downstairs, in a garden, bench, whatever you can find a slight raise. The higher it is, the harder it is. What we look at here then is really quiet, so absorbing everything on the top of the box, and then down a little bit on the ground and back up again here. So it's really firing off the ground. So off we go. Excellent. So we're looking at minimal contact time on the ground, maximum contact, totally quiet contact time on the box here. So as you're coming down from there, it's almost a straight up again. It's a drive off. You're barely spending any time on the ground. Think about it being as hot as possible. You don't want to touch the ground at all because it will burn your feet. So now we're going to look at box jumps again, but this time we're going to go from a seated position. So I'm just going to have a seat just there, anything you can find. What we're doing here by sitting down is we're going to disengage everything glute-wise. Generally the whole legs now are disengaged, which means that we're firing them on really quickly and picking them straight up onto the jump, or into the jump and then onto the box here. Step down and back into the position here, so it's not a jump back down again, it's just a step down here. So whenever you're ready, off you go. So where possible, you're trying to make this as an explosive movement. You're trying to spend as little time from the I'm going to go into the jump into the land of the box. So it's all very, very explosive. Think about it as a go, as opposed to a As you get more effective at this, you're going to find you're much, much quicker. You're going to find things are firing better, and you find a lot more effectiveness in your running style as well. So now we're going to look at the split squat jumps. And what we're looking at here is alternating from one side of the split squat into the other side of the split squat. We're trying to spend as little time as possible, but we're also trying to push ourselves up as well. So getting lots of vertical height, but we're trying to spend as little time on the ground as possible. So we're going to start off in that split squat position and then change over. Change over, trying to get as high as you can and as little time on the ground as possible. Imagining again that the ground's hot and you try not to spend too much time on the ground and feet. So really, really, really quick feet off the ground as well. So we come to a good old favourite, the burpee. This one's going to have a press up in the middle of it, so I've heard it be called slightly less polite versions of it. But we start off deconstructing it as we go. So we're going to find ourselves Standing nice and tall, lots of space behind you. You're going to sink down into a crouch position. You're going to kick your legs back again to go into a long arm plank position, into a press up position, back up. You're going to bring your feet through and then drive all the way up as one movement at the end. If you want to do a clap at the top, you can do a clap at the top and then straight back down again into movement again. So you're kicking out, down, up, through, there. If you want to clap, you can do, straight back in again. So do 2 of those, go straight through, transition, up, and then down. And that's what we're looking for. So straight through, up, and that'll get got a lot of good movement going there, and lots of power coming out of your movements as well. We're going to look now at the medicine ball jumping squat. And what the point of this is, you're looking at something quite light, so it doesn't need to be heavy. And we're trying to get this ball to move up, but we're not using our hands at all. So we're going to hold it in front of us and keep our hands quite rigid. We're going to sink down into a squat position and we're going to drive up. And that driving up of the hips is going to be what's going to get the ball to go up. So you're trying to see how high you can get the ball without using your arms at all. So Emma's going to demonstrate up. So you can see up there. You can take a pause between each of these ones, so you jump up, catch it, and then go down again. So you're not trying to catch the ball as you're trying to drive up again. It's all one motion. So go one more time, and then go again for that. Trying to see how high you can get the ball without using your arms. That's the tip of that one.